Hello.
Hello, us again. Welcome to episode 17 apparently of Lift More, Lose More. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Today's going to be less ranty, I think, unless something sets us off again. Are we going to talk injuries quickly?
Yeah, we'll cover some points.
So, a couple of weeks ago, Louise, she was actually an old client of mine at Rochdale. She's also in my, Anytime Fat Loss community on Facebook. So, she's injured at the moment. I think it's a shoulder injury. And she's just, she wants to basically know how to keep her strength up or potentially get stronger whilst injured. Do you want to cover it?
Injuries are something I've come across many times in my life. bit of an old cripple. There's a few tricky things with injuries. Obviously, you never want to make the injury worse. You don't want to come back and overload it too soon to go back into the injury and have to go through full rehabilitation again. But you can work around them depending on what you're trying to achieve. If it's a joint muscular injury, you've got to rest that joint. You've got to let it recover. Too many people do something, get an injury, rush back, and then that's a niggle then for years and years to come. It's never fully recovered, it's never sorted itself out, they've never been to a physio and they've never done the actual corrective steps to make it better. Within the gym with keeping your strength, there is a way to do it. There is basically train other muscles. That's the key to it. Injuries are very frustrating, especially if it's something like a shoulder that you use. Most people will enjoy some sort of upper body training. So you might enjoy the bench press. You've hurt your shoulder. You can't really bench press. Great time to work on your legs. Great time to get strength up elsewhere. Keep on top of your nutrition. Keep on top of your overall training and do a full rehabilitation program. Don't rush back into a heavy sort of set of lifts. Don't panic about it. We spoke last week about training longevity, and you could be looking to train for the next 10, 20 years maybe. Those few extra weeks of just taking care of yourself, doing your normal injury rehabilitation, speaking to a physio, doing stretches, doing mobility work, doing things like that, could pay dividends in the long run. If you do rush back, you do risk this carrying on for a long time, a repetitive injury. So your strength work will generally have to take a shift. You don't want to load up the muscle or joint that's injured until it's strong enough to do so and start building up from the bottom again. Don't expect to be able to move what you used to be able to move through that joint. It is going to take a hit, but it will come back. Try not to worry too much about it. You will be able to come out the other side of the injury strong, if not stronger, because you've done so much mobility and building up the joints that you probably never did the first time round. So you'll spend time doing that, and you'll actually come back and you've got a good chance of being stronger just taking your time. The key to it is a bit of patience and not getting too disheartened and not being able to do certain things and focusing on what you can do and really putting the work in on that.
Just before I touch on something I actually want to go into, concentrate on the moves you can do that aren't causing you pain and get stronger at them. If you do have to lighten the load, then that's just what you have to do and suck it up. But like Pete said, you can always train around most injuries to a degree. So concentrate on the lifts you can do, and that's what you look at getting stronger at. But the bit I want to concentrate on is, anyone that knows me knows my body's fucked. I'm a complete wreck. I've been seeing physios for as long as I can remember. So I remember back in my rugby days, which were a long time ago, 17, 18, 19, in and out of physios. Do what the fuck they tell you. It's all I'm going to say. So I've had shoulder problems and I've done what everyone else does. You go on YouTube and you look at all these videos and there'll be a load of conflicting advice. Some will be telling you something is weak. Other videos will be telling you certain muscles are tight and you need to do this and you need to tighten that up and you need to strengthen this, you need to loosen that. You're guessing. Things like the shoulder are very complex joint and everything else. The hips are the same, the knee. All you're doing is guessing. So if you're thinking something is weak, it may be tight, and vice versa and things like that. So go to a physio, hopefully one you know is good. So I got lucky a few years ago when I moved to Manchester, and I found, a fella called Johnny at Sporting Therapy. Sadly he's not about anymore, but he's not dead.
I was just saying.
He's not dead, he's just moved to Canada. But funnily enough, I did everything he told me, and my shoulders got better. So I stopped training, I did all the rehab work he told me to do, and I went to see him for regular treatment. Just going for one physio session where they root around with their thumb a little bit and then ignoring everything they say and going back to your old lifting, he's not going to achieve anything. So it's like coming to me and Pete for fat loss advice and then going to McDonald's every day. Nothing's going to happen, is it? It's like going to Pete for a stronger deadlift, not actually doing any of the plans he gives you and expecting to get stronger at a deadlift. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, just suck it up a little bit, put your ego to one side, do everything they tell you, and invest in getting better. So it may be 10 physio sessions or something like that, because you can dick around with a pink band hanging from the rig or wherever and get absolutely nowhere. You can be trying to strengthen things you think need strengthening when they don't, when all you need is a professional thumb in your armpit or in your arse cheek, loosening things up that need loosening up.
It's one of my favourite things.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you for being cheap.
Yeah, we're talking about Pete's weekends now. But yeah, I can't make it more simple than that. Go to a professional, invest in their time, and do what they tell you to do. I know it sounds bloody simple and it's a bit obvious, but imagine doing what you're told from a professional and it working. I know it's a crazy idea, but just imagine.
I'll never catch up.
It's like me and Pete telling you to stop eating McDonald's every day and you lose weight. It's a wonderful thing at times.
It's madness, to be honest, to think that there's these professionals out there that have these traits. I've had some good physios in my time. Like Scott, I played rugby for a long time. Broke myself pretty bad, shoulders, knees. And yeah, if you do the rehab work, when I was first injured, probably the same as yourself, ignored it all. Trained around it, trained through it, got worse and got worse and got worse until eventually I might give him a chance. And it does work, and it's well worth doing and investing. If you are suffering from an injury, do invest in getting better first. Don't try and do everything at once. Get your body better, then you can focus on your strength. Your strength will come when you're fit again. The injuries are going to happen. They'll probably happen to all of you at some point, whether they're major or minor injuries, but just be aware of them. There's a difference between soreness and injuries. If you're injured, rest, get it fixed, work around it, and then when you recover, start to build up and do things correctly. There's probably a reason why you got injured, if you've been injured in the gym. So address your techniques, address your form. It happens to top athletes, happens to everyone, injuries get them. But just look after yourselves.
Yeah, and Pete touched on nutrition a bit earlier. So if you take the time where I sorted my shoulder out, it was about 4 to 6 months, and the usual things go on in your head. You think you're getting fat, you think you're losing all your muscle, you think you look like a bag of shit. I probably did to a degree, but I actually kept my nutrition in some sort of decent check. I was still doing a bit of training. At the time I was doing classes at Pure, so there was some energy output from that. And when it actually I actually took some pictures sort of soon after getting back into training, and I actually looked half decent. So as long, like Pete said, as long as you keep your nutrition in some sort of decent situation, and you don't beat yourself up because you're not training as much as you want to, you're gonna have to lower your calories because you're not training as much. But you should be in a half decent position when you do actually come back from training.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a mental task.
Yeah.
Being injured, it's not easy, especially if you're active all the time, and all of a sudden you can't be. Just be aware it's not the end of the road. Like you can carry on afterwards. You've just got to kind of keep yourself. Don't make it so like if my injury stops, my nutrition stops, my diet stops, my activity completely stops, it doesn't have to. You can find things to do. Go for big walks if you've hurt an upper body limb. You can do some swimming, some rehab in a pool maybe. Things like that will make you better, and will also burn calories. There's a way to burn calories, and if you can't burn as many, eat some less. Pretty much. Right. I want
Massive sales pitch now.
massive sales pitch. Yeah, we're going to go off. We never talk about us.
Yeah.
We just come here and talk boring
Because
stuff
we're
about
terrible
training.
at it.
So we're going to talk boring stuff about us. Yeah, with Lift More, Lose More, we started together, but we do still run individual businesses. We never talk about what we do. We are looking to do slightly more stuff, Lift More, Lose More wise in the future, together, working together. I know a few people are interested in that, and we'll get into that probably in the new year sort of thing. But for the time being, Scott's going to tell you what he's doing, because I can't tell myself, so Scott.
Should we sell each other's thing?
Yeah.
What do you want
Right.
to sell for?
Strength conditioning.
Right, don't do peak strength and conditioning. No, so basically I have 2 things coming up. Well, I've got a few things, but I'm going to talk about 2. Next Friday, they both close. One is my 28-day female-only Biggest Loser. They're both online, so stop asking me or stop saying I can't get to Manchester, I can't get to Pure Gym. You don't need to. So the Biggest Loser is basically a rapid weight loss kickstart diet plan. You're all in a Facebook group, so it's one big group all together, supporting each other. I'm in there every day giving advice. You can ask any questions. It's all nutrition based. You do get some workouts to follow. They are optional, because when I ran it the first time, some people were happy doing their own thing. So I do provide 3 separate workouts, one to do at home, a beginner's weights and cardio, and intermediate weights and cardio. They're yours to do if you want or not. One girl in the first one lost 2 stone in 1 month, which I wasn't really expecting. I advertised it as saying lose up to a stone. She lost 2. You may be thinking, well, that's not very sustainable. You're probably right. But over the month as well, I will be teaching everyone how to make it more sustainable, working on lifestyle changes and things like that. I spoke to the girl last week. Since it finished, I think about 4 weeks ago, she's lost another stone. So, she's not lost a load of weight and put it back on. It's still working. So yeah, you can message me about that if you want. And the other thing is my amazing 12-week online, again, transformation. This is aimed at people with a minimum of a year's weight training experience or more. There's a photo shoot at the end. So this is why I don't talk about myself, because I'm terrible at it. There's a photo shoot at the end to make you look fucking amazing. If you've ever seen people in the magazines and thought, I want to look like that, this is your opportunity, basically. Look at the results they got. They were great. They got in the best shape of their life. Many of them have trained with PTs before, and they've got in better shape doing this. It's brilliant. Your turn.
Right, if you think that was bad, wait till you hear this. So apart from Scott's got some online stuff going on, I'm kind of closing my online stuff at the moment. But I've got 2 courses that we're starting in September. I've been running them for a while now. If you don't know, I run a strength conditioning course on Saturday morning. 8 weeks to get you as strong, fit, lean as humanly possible. You do 1 session a week with me on a Saturday morning in a group, and maximum of 10 people. Then you get individual workouts and programming for the rest of the course. You get at least 3 workouts a week, depending on what we're aiming for that week. Sometimes 4. All prescribed for yourself. Again, you're in a group. There's people supporting you. We'll do the workouts for you. Not for you, with you. And we'll explain everything in there for support all the way through. We've had some massive changes on it. People going from never deadlifting before to deadlifting 180 kilos and 200 kilos plus. We've got a girl in there at the moment who went from a 75 kilo deadlift to a 130 kilo deadlift at 60 kilos body weight, somewhere around that region. So very strong people, very fit people at the end of the course. You don't have to be very strong and very fit to start it. Come along, you learn a lot about it. I take care of all your nutrition and all your training, your recovery, and your technique. So you don't have to know a great deal about training to start with. I'll teach you all the 3 big lifts and then work from there. Also, run my 10 weeks to fighting fit course. Those who don't know and think I got this nose from birth, this nose was given to me by being punched in the face. I've got some mixed martial arts background, and I teach a 10-week fighting course. It's more fitness than anything, but it's a good laugh. It's very, very relaxed. You get a 10-week training program with that as well, and we do a Thursday night session. Kicking, punching, kneeing, elbowing, bit of grappling, bit of self-defence, just getting a good sweat and having a good laugh. People are really enjoying it at the moment. I will be opening up spaces this week for the next courses that are going to be in September. So if you are interested, drop me a line and I'll save you a spot. They do book up pretty quick. I don't have more than 10 on my strength conditioning and 16 on the fighting fit, and they do book up quite fast. So let me know if you're interested, and we'll get you on either lifting heavy things or punching people in the face. Whatever might be your vice. If you want to do both, brilliant. So that's the awkward bit where we sell it.
Yeah, that was good. That.
Yeah, we've done that with the professionals, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to have like a 40-second pitch for your business.
Yeah.
I think that was about 10
We'll
minutes.
write them down.
Yeah,
next
we'll
time.
work hard on that. We're going to try and get some more interaction from you guys. I've just decided this before and told Scott that's what he's going to do every week. We're going to start a newsletter. We're going to fire out the basic contents of everything we talk about, the details, and if we've got any reasons why and more things we want to put on, we're going to put them on there. We're going to send them to your inbox probably on Friday mornings or something like that after we've done the posts. Comment underneath with yes and your email address, and we'll sign you up. I'll set it all up. We'll set up a MailChimp account, and we'll send them all through to you. And if there's other stuff you want from us, I do still want to do a podcast because I want to talk for hours. I don't want to bore you. I don't want you to listen to me on the treadmill when you're thinking about quitting.
More
thinking
sales
that you
pitches.
might walk off a bridge or something because I'm so boring. But yeah, we're going to start doing other stuff. We're not busy at all. We got
Sat
4
talking to a tablet for 15 minutes.
Yeah, we've got loads of time on our hands. But yeah, we're going to try and do as much as possible now. Build this, lift more, lose more, a little bit more. And then Christmas, we're going to start training you all. After Christmas, we're going to get you all really fit.
Yeah, just give us more feedback, because we keep bumping into people and they go, oh yeah, I watch your YouTube, it's quite good, it's funny. I'm not sure if it's meant to be funny or not.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're laughing at us or with us, yeah. But yeah, let us know what you want to know about. Ask some questions. We'll Google it and we'll pretend we know the answer and we're really clever. And that's, yeah.
And fresh out the news, BCAAs are still bullshit. Don't buy them.
Unless you like the taste.
Don't buy them. Don't waste your money. Don't fund the fucking fraudsters.
Unless you like a placebo effect.
Yeah, if you like a placebo effect, go for it, buy whatever you want. And I think one day we should just film one of these and get drunk. I'm up for that. Right?
Before 7 p.m.
Yeah, before 7 p.m. Otherwise we'll both be home. Right? 17. Done. We've got 1,000 to aim at. Joe Rogan's just done 1,000.
Bye!
See you soon.